Ever since Apple announced the iPhone 17 Slim or Air, Samsung has been freaking out. Guys, we need to do something about this ASAP. Okay, let's do a slim phone too. And so they basically took the Samsung S25 Plus, trimmed down its weight and thickness, but reducing the battery size and one camera, and tada, we got the Samsung S25 Edge, which hasn't been released alongside the other S25 series phones. But I'm pretty sure that they will launch this, and obviously before the iPhone 17 Slim or Air, which is said to be launching alongside the iPhone 17 series. So give or take around April or May. But I think they will be rushing this one, and this might end up a big failure. For starters, we get a 6.67 inch, probably an 1.5K dynamic AMOLED 2X, or maybe a bit worse, Full HD Plus display in order to reduce the heat in that tight space. But that will only reduce the worth of this phone. Also, it is going to be powered by the flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, along with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of base storage. An interesting 200 megapixel main camera with a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera at the back, no telephoto cameras here, and a 10 megapixel or 12 megapixel front camera, and yes, you will get the 8K 30fps recording or up to 4K 60fps across all of its cameras. A 4000 mAh battery with probably a 25 watts fast charging, as anything beyond would only increase the heating on this phone. And rest you get almost the same design like the S25 or the S25 Plus, but with only two rear cameras, with glass back and metal frames, IP68 ratings, and the most important part, a probable 5.8mm thickness and only around 160 grams in weight. But here's where the problem starts. Now, as said, this one is basically the Samsung S25 Plus, a little slimmer and little lightweight, but with lots of downgrades. First, the screen might not be 1.5K one, rather a Full HD Plus one, which will significantly reduce the sharpness that you expect from a premium phone. Now, this is not yet confirmed, but to reduce or control the heating, this step might be taken by Samsung. And also, we get a much lesser battery, which is around 4000 mAh as compared to 4900 mAh on the S25 Plus, and obviously way less as compared to any other flagship phones or even some upcoming mini phones in India. And also one less camera, like telephoto lens is a thing of Samsung, and this one supposedly is not going to have that, as that tech requires more space, which as we know this phone doesn't have much. Also, the S25 Plus is already available at 1 lakh rupees, and the S25 Edge is also said to be priced around 1 lakh rupees, or worse, a bit higher. And let's say the S25 Edge launches by April or May, then by that time or in about 1 or 2 months after that, there will be some big sales happening, and then the S25 Plus will get a price cut, which will increase the value of the S25 Plus, and that will make you think, why get a downgraded phone at around the same price or even at a lesser price? Now, if you have any idea about the Snapdragon 8 Elite, then you know that it suffered with unstable performance, especially due to the unmanaged heating situation that was going on. But the Snapdragon 8 Elite used in Samsung S25 series has 7 cores instead of its original 8 cores to resolve the heating issue to an extent. Well, that's true, but it's a performance hungry processor, so it will heat up and heat more than any other Snapdragon processor. And in that tight shell, the heat isn't going anywhere any soon. Even if they add a vapor cooling or any cooling of some kind, it will only solve the issue to like around 30%, because by default it has a very tight space or small space for the heat to dissipate. So Samsung might reduce the performance of the processor in order to reduce the heating, which will also reduce the overall power that you are supposed to get. And again, it will make you question, isn't getting the S25 Plus a much better option? And let's say Samsung doesn't limit the performance, it will most probably suffer from thermal throttling that will reduce the performance by a big margin and also drain the battery way too fast. And let's say you don't do gaming, then you will try to use the cameras, right? After all, you are paying an hefty amount for this flagship phone, so you will use the cameras. But unfortunately, you might also be disappointed here too. Like, first of all, if you try to record a lot of videos from this one, maybe for content creation or casually at 4K, well, even then it will heat up and become a little too hot to use. And yes, all flagship powerful phones heats up when you use the cameras or record videos at 4K or worse at 8K, but this one has a really tight space to let go of that heat as fast as a normal flagship would normally do. Same problem is with the compact phones, but number one, those will cost less, and number two, those still has a little more space inside to let go of that heat as compared to this one. And second of all, there isn't any third camera lens, so yeah, there will be no telephoto cameras here, as telephoto lenses usually take up a lot of space in a smartphone, and this phone, as we know, that it doesn't have much due to the tight space. So you're basically paying more to get less. Now you might say, I'll just use this casually, you know, for clicking some photos here and there only, and that's it. Well then why waste your money for this? You will already have phones that can do that at much lesser price tag. And the final nail in the coffin would be the iPhone 17 Air or Slim. And this phone also might have similar sort of issues, but I guess not by that extent, as Apple has a lot more control on the chipsets as compared to Samsung. And I think they will tweak the chipset in a way to significantly reduce the heat while keeping a healthy battery life. Now it wouldn't be perfect, it might also have only one single camera in the back, which is ridiculous, but unlike the S25 Edge, which is struggling to find a proper place in the S25 series, like the S25 Plus is already there around the same price, providing much better value. The iPhone 17 Slim or Air is set to replace the Plus series of iPhones, so yes, no more iPhone 17 Plus this year I guess. The iPhone 17 Slim or Air will replace it, and then people might either get the S25 Plus at much better pricing or simply get the iPhone 17 Slim if they want slim phones after all, if for some reason it performs cooler with better battery backup than the S25 Edge, which unfortunately I think will be the case. But either ways, I think the slim phones are a waste of resources and money, at least by seeing Apple's and Samsung's approach. So combining all of these, I think we can all agree that the Samsung S25 Edge is a device that nobody wants, yet Samsung wants to force feed it to us. Yes, in some news I did heard Samsung to say that this won't be the final product and some changes will occur before the phone releases, but still it's after all a slim phone, you could only do that much. So I think Samsung should hold the S25 Edge now and rather tweak a thing or two and make it better and launch it alongside the Samsung S26 series with the name of S26 Edge or something. And if it turns a good product, maybe then replace the S26 Plus series in place of this one. Obviously again, if it can hold better value than the Plus series, and then it will make more sense. But still I think the Slim series is doomed to fail. Also after the iPhone 6 fiasco, which was Apple's first attempt at a slim phone, I also have quality and strength concerns from these slim devices. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Watch these videos too, and as always till the next one, this was Rideep. See you guys.